We have breaking news for you here on this beautiful Monday, Steelers Nation. My name is Jack Sperry, and this is Steelers Talk. And the breaking news today is that the Pittsburgh Steelers have made two signings, but the bigger name here is linebacker Nick Kwiatkowski is now officially a Pittsburgh Steeler. Going to be breaking down what he brings to the table here inside the inside linebacker room here for the black and gold. But first, make sure you subscribe to the channel because this is why you subscribe, guys. Breaking news coverage every time the Steelers make a move. We're going to have a video covered for you here on YouTube, 100% free. So if you never want to miss any move that the Steelers make throughout the entirety of the year, go ahead and click that subscribe button for me right now. And without further ado, let's jump right into Nick Kwiatkowski here. So he came in for a tryout last week, along with Jermaine Carter, another linebacker, to kind of duke it out for one final spot here on the Steelers roster. And it seems like Kwiatkowski was the more impressive of the two. Colin Dunlap was the one that broke the news here. He says, after a tryout through minicamp, the Steelers plan on signing linebacker Nick Kwiatkowski. He played collegiately at West Virginia and his high school football at Bethel Park. So pretty much right now, the Steelers are just adding a little bit of depth to their inside linebacker room. We know that they've been interested in adding a linebacker for a while, right? They brought in Kwon Alexander, I think a little bit over a month from today, just a little bit more than a month ago. And apparently something with the medical didn't go great because usually when they bring guys in for visits, they get a deal done. But apparently something happened with the medical and just things didn't work out. So they still wanted to add another member to the inside linebacker room to get a little bit more depth behind Cole Holcomb, behind a Landon Roberts, behind Mark Robinson. And it looks like Nick Kwiatkowski, somebody that's been known throughout his career as a good coverage linebacker, I think is a fantastic fit for your Pittsburgh Steelers. But let me know what you guys think down there in the comments section. What is your one-word reaction to the signing of linebacker Nick Kwiatkowski to the Pittsburgh Steelers? Let me know what you guys think down in the comments section. This is going to be the pinned comment on today's show. So here's what's going to happen. YouTube's going to throw you an ad break here in just a couple of seconds. Take advantage of that time by giving me your one-word reaction to today's news. All right, for me, my one word is depth, and that's exactly what the Pittsburgh Steelers needed inside this inside linebacker room over the last couple of seasons. Kwiatkowski is somebody that's played a lot of football in the National Football League, a former starter with a bunch of different teams, Bears, Raiders. Last year, he was with the Atlanta Falcons. Didn't play as much last year with Atlanta, just 7 tackles. Didn't have a great season in 2022, if I'm being completely frank with you. Didn't get on the field all that much, but in 2021, his last season there with the Raiders, 21 tackles, a forced fumble, and a tackle for loss. And then before that, he was more of a starter for the Raiders and Bears, 81 tackles, 76 tackles over the last 2 seasons there in 2020 and 2019. So he's somebody that's going to be coming in with a little bit of experience. If somebody gets hurt, he can certainly come in your nickel sets and your nickel packages, and he's good in zone coverage. That's what he's known for, is his pass coverage ability. He's graded well as a blitzer before in his career, but over the last couple of years hasn't been that good in that department. And right now, I think he's definitely behind Cole Holcomb, Landon Roberts, and Mark Robinson. Those 3 guys are probably your presumptive starters. Those guys are probably going to be battling it out for the top 2 spots on this defense because the Steelers play with 2 linebackers on the field usually. And, you bring in Tanner Muse, in free agency, and he's another guy that can play safety, linebacker, kind of fill out that role as a depth piece. And now Kwiatkowski is that other depth piece as well. So if you want to do me a favor here and share this video to help us grow this channel, start to spread the news of this signing, do me a favor, share this video on Twitter. I will give you a shout out. So here's what you got to do. You got to click that share button below this video, select the Twitter icon, click post to Twitter, and then here's the important thing, guys. You got to tag me at Jack_Sperry on Twitter. And if you do so, I will give you a retweet. Really do appreciate all the support for the channel, guys. All right, so now let's take a look at what the linebacker room looked like just last season. It is completely different. The only person that comes from 2022 over to 2023 is Mark Robinson, and he barely hit the field, right? Last year, Miles Jack, Devin Bush were your 2 main guys on the field most of the time, and then Spillane would come in periodically, and he actually started to play more as the season went on. And then you look at the completely revamped linebacker room this year, and it's completely different now. You got Landon Roberts and Cole Holcomb as your starting linebackers heading into the season. And then I think Mark Robinson, who only had 9 tackles last year, is probably going to be moving up the ladder here to that linebacker 3 spot. Maybe he earns a linebacker 2 spot over a Landon Roberts in training camp. He certainly played well in OTAs, but as I like to say, nothing really happens until you put the pads on. So it'll be interesting to see how Mark does in training camp this year. But then you bring in Nick Kwiatkowski here into this group. Okay, last year did not have a good season, but apparently he was impressive enough during his tryout for the Steelers to say, yeah, let's bring this guy in. He still has some juice left in the tank, and if he's called upon, we can trust him to be on an NFL field. I think I trust him quite a bit. I think this is a very solid depth signing for the Pittsburgh Steelers. You know, he's not going to be necessarily a starter. He's going to be coming in, and he might not even make the team. It's not a guarantee that he makes the team even, but I think that you bring in a little bit more competition in that inside linebacker room, and then who knows, maybe he really impresses, and we'll see where it goes from here. So let me know what you guys think about Nick Kwiatkowski's signing with the Pittsburgh Steelers by giving me a grade here. A, B, C, D, or F. Let me know down there in the comment section what you think about today's news. All right, so my grade for this signing is a B+. Now, it's not maybe like the big splashy move that people were expecting, right, when the Steelers cut safety Scott Nelson last week. You know, we've been waiting all weekend for what move was Omar Khan going to make, and it looks like that this was the move that he ended up making, and I really do think that it's good enough, right? A B+ is about right. It's not like a huge splash signing that's going to really help out the team, but for what it is, a depth signing, this is a pretty darn good player, and he's somebody that I trust on an NFL field if called upon. All right, so now that was the first signing. All right, but we just got news of another signing here that the Steelers have made, and it is for a long snapper. That's right, special teamer here, Rex, I believe it's pronounced Sunhara. Okay, so he played with the San Antonio Brahmas in the XFL under head coach Hines Ward. So this is definitely a Steelers connection here, and he's coming in to compete with Christian Kuntz for that starting left or long snapper spot. And, you know, the fact that the Steelers felt the need that they needed to bring this guy in makes me a little bit worried about Christian Kuntz, if I'm being 100% honest with you, because if he was doing well in camp and OTAs and he was really showing that he should be the starter, I don't think they make this move. So I think that Rex has actually a pretty darn good shot at competing for that starting long snapper spot. Apparently, Hines Ward really believes in him. He's obviously coming to the Steelers right now. It's going to be interesting to see who wins that long snapper spot when the time comes here during training camp. Well, that's going to be it for today's video, guys. Really do appreciate all of the support. Make sure you click that subscribe button and turn on your notifications as well so you never miss any breaking news stories on the Pittsburgh Steelers 24/7, 365. We got you covered here on Steelers Talk. I'll see you guys later. Peace.